Hi and welcome. In this particular video, we are going to see about reverse string in Java. So how do we reverse the string in Java? We'll basically be discussing two approaches. One is an inbuilt approach, that is we will use some inbuilt methods. Another one is without inbuilt approach. So depending on the interviewer or where you are writing this particular code, if the inbuilt approach is allowed, you can use the inbuilt one. And if it is saying that you cannot use any inbuilt method, okay, then you have to solve it using the loop method, which I will be discussing. Fine. So let's get started with how to reverse a string in Java. So if you see some examples here, so for example, my string is yes. So I will have an output as SEY, correct? If my string is HELLO, so I will here have an output as OLLEH. Fine, reversing a string. But the thing here is the strings in Java are immutable. They're immutable. That means we cannot change the original string. We cannot modify the original string. Fine. Since we cannot modify the original string here, we have to use a workaround. Fine. So the first method, which is without using any inbuilt method, to reverse the string. We can use inbuilt method to do something else. We cannot use inbuilt method to reverse the string. Fine. That is to convert the given string into a character array. Now character array are not immutable. We can use our logic to reverse the character array and then convert the character array back to the string. Okay. So the given string to the character array, from character array back to the string. Fine. And a second method is to convert the string to string builder or string buffer class. Now, in the string builder and the string buffer, we can use the reverse method that is already present. That is an inbuilt method to reverse the string. Fine. Then we'll convert the result back to the string and print it. Okay. So that is using string builder or string buffer, whichever is fine. Whichever you can use is okay. Fine. So first, let's see the character array part. So we have a string. Let's say hello. Fine. And we convert this into an array. So HELLO. Now this is an array, so this will have an index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Fine. Okay. Now how do we reverse it? So how to reverse? Instead of running a loop in the reverse manner, then using some other string to append the characters, we will not do that. Okay. We'll simply use this particular same array itself and we'll modify this array. Now how do we modify this array? We'll use swap. Okay. You can use a third variable 10 to swap the characters. Now just pause the video and think which characters can we swap to reverse the string. Just think about it. Fine. So I hope you have paused and thought about it. So here what we can do is we can swap the first and the last character. Okay, the second and the second last character, third and the third last character, and so on. Now if we swap H and O, we get O, E, L, L, H. And if we swap E and L next, we get O, L, L, E, H. Now there is only one character remaining, so there is no need to swap this. For example, if I have G, O, E, D as the string, you swap the first and the last character, we get D, O, E, G. Then we swap the second and the second last character, we get D, E, O, G. That is nothing but the reverse of the string. Fine. So using the swap, we can easily solve this. So let's suppose we have H, E, L, L, O, and the indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can have a variable pointing to the first index, let's say I, and a variable pointing to the last index, let's say J. Now I will simply swap using a third variable 10 the characters at index I and index J. Fine. So I will get O, E, L, L, H. I have done the swapping. Now the next swap I need to do is I pointing to E and J pointing to L. That means I will increment by I 1 and I will decrement my J by 1. Okay, I plus plus J minus minus. And I will again perform the same operation. I will swap E and L. Then I will increment by 1 and J will decrement by 1. Now I and J becomes equal. Okay, here I do not need to do anything. Fine, I will simply stop my loop. Fine. Okay, so the loop will only work. Let's say we are using while loop, you can use for loop as well. Okay, the loop will only work while I is less than J. Fine. If I is equal to J or I is greater than J, the loop is false. Will not go inside the loop. Okay, still I is less than j, we'll go inside the loop and we'll perform the swap operation. After performing the swap operation, we'll increment I by 1 and we'll decrement j by 1, and that's it. Fine. Finally, we'll convert the character array back to the string printed. Our task is done. Fine. This is the first approach, and the second approach is simpler than this actually. Fine, because we just need to convert it into the string builder or buffer and simply use the reverse method. We'll see both of them now in the implementation. Fine. So let's see the implementation. Now, if we go for the implementation, first let's start by taking the user input. Fine. To a new scanner system.in. Okay. Then what we can do is we can take the string as the input, string str. Okay. Let's zoom it. String str equals to sc.next. Fine. So we take the user input as a string. Then first is we are converting this into character array. So character array, let's say reverse str equals to str dot function to char array. This to char array function will convert the string into a character array. Okay, int I equals to 0 and int j equals to reverse str dot length -1 and -1. Okay, the last index. So I is pointing to the 0th index, j is pointing to the last index. Okay, now while I is less than j, all we need to simply do is use a temp variable. So char temp equals to reverse str of I. So ith index value is stored in temp variable. We'll update the ith index value with the jth index value. Fine, and we'll update the jth index value with the value stored in the temp variable. Fine, effectively reverse swapping the values. Fine, then I plus plus j minus minus. Done. Fine. Then finally, we will simply convert the character back to the string and get our answer. So you can use another string if you want, string result, new string, and reverse str. This will convert the reverse str into a new string, and we are storing it in the result variable. Or you can directly write this part here directly. Okay, that will also work out. Fine. Okay. Now let's run the code to check the output. Now if you run it, let's say hello, we get OLLEH, which is correct. Okay, if I give another input, let's say Java, we get AVAJ, which is also correct. Fine. So this method is without using any inbuilt method to reverse the string. Okay, we have used inbuilt method to convert it to from character array towards character array, but we have not used any inbuilt method to actually reverse it. Okay, now let's see how to use the inbuilt method. So first we'll convert this string. Let's take this as the input. First we'll convert this string into string builder. So string or string buffer, anything is fine. Fine. So string buffer, let's say sb equals to new string buffer, and we'll pass this. So sb contains the string now. So sb dot reverse, it will reverse it. Okay, and s out sb dot to string, convert back to the string. Okay, so we have just used string buffer to reverse it and converted back string buffer to the string class. Fine. So that's it. This is by using the inbuilt method. Fine. Let's run it, and you can change string buffer to string builder also. String builder also contains the reverse method. It's one and the same. Fine. In this example, so if I give Java, it will get AVEJ. If I give, let's say, process, okay, let's say process, or let's say PrepBytes, it will give the reverse. Okay. Now, if you really want to see what is happening inside of this, I can show you that using the debugger part. Fine. So let's take hello as an example. Fine. You can see here, str first is hello. Okay. Then we are using sb to convert this into a string buffer. Okay. Sb now is a string buffer, which is hello. Fine. To string cache is hello. Fine. You can see here. Now it is reversed, so we'll reverse it. Now it is reversed, and we'll finally convert it into back to the string and done. Fine. Nothing much to see inside what is happening here. Okay. But if you really want to see what is happening inside, okay, you should see the first part. This one. Fine. Let's see this one. Okay. Let's start. start again. Now this is fun. If you want to see what is happening inside, you will get a pretty clear idea what is happening for your own understanding. Fine. So let's run it and see. Okay. So here, if I give an input, hello. Fine. So my str is hello right now. I'll convert it into reverse str character array. So you can see the character array is HELLO. Fine. I is 0, J is 4. Okay, because the length is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. The index is 4. Fine. I is less than J, true. Fine. So this is my reverse str HELLO. I value is 0. So it is saying the reverse str of 0 put it into 10, which is nothing but 10 value will become, pause the video and think, 10 value will become H. Fine. So 10 value becomes H. You can see here 10 value becomes H. Now in the reverse of I, we will store reverse of J. So I value is 0, J value is 4. So in the 0th index, we'll put the 4th index. Okay, so it will become O now. You can see here it became O. Fine. Now in the 4th index, we'll put what we have stored in 10, that is nothing but H. So the 4th index will become H. Effectively, we were swapping it. So 0 and H are swapped. Fine. Now we'll increment I by 1 and decrement J by 1, and we'll get 1 and 3, and we'll repeat the same process. I less than J is true. 10th will become, now pause and all the 4 steps, write it into a pen and paper if you have understood, if you want to understand it clearly. Fine. What will become of 10? What will become of reverse str I? What will become of reverse str J? Just try run it on paper, trace it on paper. Fine. Now 10 will become E. We'll swap E and L. We'll increment I and J by 1, I by 1 and J, decrement J by 1. Fine. And continues. It is false. We'll convert the reverse str array into string. So result will have a string OLLEH. We'll print that and we get the output. Fine. Okay. So this was all about how to reverse a string in Java. Okay, without using inbuilt method or with using inbuilt method. Okay. I hope you have understood it. Please subscribe to our channel if you like this video. Comment down below if you want more such videos, or you can also comment down below the ideas for more such videos. Okay. Thank you so much.